Hello, welcome to RT Today, where we bring you Middletown High School's announcements for the week ahead, a wrap-up of what happened in the news last week, and more. This week's show is brought to you by
The Main Cup, local flavor that perks.
Let's go to Sophie Weinstein with a look back at this week in history.
In This Week in History, on April 13th, 1789, George Washington was inaugurated as the first president of the United States. Raised in colonial Virginia, Washington grew up to become one of the most heroic men in history. During the American Revolution, Washington acted as a delegate to the First Continental Congress and eventually led the colonial forces to victory against the British as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. After his help on the new Constitution, he proved to be one of the most qualified men to be our nation's first president.
Now let's hear about this week's birthdays from Jacob Holcomb.
A happy birthday this week to Shay Gertz, Madeline Groove, Jordan Paltzy, Nathaniel Valdez, Isabel Hernandez, Adam Maymound, Karen McGray, Mary Margaret Perkins, Gavin White, Miles Duggan, Casey Harps, Jacob Brandenburg, Damon Catlin, Keller Knight, Isabella Wilson, Mateo Garthier, Kelly Gouge, Jenna Grossnickel, and Mina Wycliffe. Back to you, Gabby.
Thanks, Jacob. Let's go to David Turner with this week's announcements.
FCPS is planning an in-person graduation ceremony for the class of 2021 that will take place outdoors at home stadiums. Middletown High School's graduation ceremony is planned for 10 a.m. on Wednesday, June 2nd in the MHS Stadium. Each ceremony will adhere to all safe and healthy protocols from the Frederick County Health Department, the Maryland Department of Health, and the CDC. All graduates will be permitted to invite 2 guests. Because of the limit of the number of guests, each ceremony will also be live-streamed. Links to each live stream will be provided prior to the event. Plans for inclement weather are under development and will be shared at a later date. All seniors must wear a cap and gown in order to participate in the graduation ceremony at MHS Stadium on Wednesday, June 2nd. Online orders may be placed until Saturday, May 15th through the local Balfour website. Orders will be delivered to MHS for student pickup. Pickup date is yet to be determined. Please contact Ms. Poyle or Mrs. Anderson to have any other questions. May 1st is the National College Decision Day, and we want to celebrate our college-bound seniors with 2 Spirit Days. Seniors, faculty, and staff, please wear your college t-shirt or sweatshirt on Friday, April 13th or Monday, May 3rd, or participate both days. This is an exciting time in your life. Let's show our college pride.
Thanks, David. Now let's find out what's been happening in the rest of the world. Here's Grant Baker.
Former Vice President and presidential candidate Walter Mondale passed away at the age of 93 at his home in Minneapolis, Minnesota due to natural causes. He served under the Carter administration after having served in the U.S. Senate for 12 years before. Mondale's time as vice president was different from his predecessors as he was much more active in the administration. 4 years after departing the White House, he would attempt to run for president with the first ever female running mate, Geraldine Ferraro, running against President Reagan, but be defeated once the dust settled. On April 20th, 2021, former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin was involved in George Floyd's death after an arrest made on May 25th, 2020. He was found guilty on all 3 of his charges of second and third degree murder as well as second-degree manslaughter. He is now being held in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day at Oak Park Heights Prison. The Mars helicopter Ingenuity made space exploration history on April 19th. It was the first machine from Earth to ever fly like an airplane on another planet. The rover took off and hovered about 10 feet, completed a turn, then landed. Bob Balleron, the chief engineer of Ingenuity, has been sketching out new ideas for a larger Mars helicopter for the future. Up next, Verona Beetle tells us what's been happening in the world of arts, entertainment, and celebrity.
In the month of April, Alma Wahlberg passed away at the age of 78. She was the mother of actors Donnie and Mark Wahlberg, who own a restaurant and hosted a show Wahlburgers, which gave insight into owning a family restaurant. Though her cause of death is left unknown, the family posts about their love for her and the influence she had on others, such as their son, Donnie. Quote, "My mom Alma's joy for life, love, and people, combined with the pride in her humble beginnings and refusal to forget where she came from, undoubtedly shaped me into the man that I am," unquote. In the boxing match between Jake Paul and Ben Askren, Paul was deemed the victor at the 159 mark of the first round. Askren protested the referee's ruling but did not succeed. Although Askren is an accomplished MMA fighter, his boxing training and technique were not enough to beat Paul's right hook. Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer, is still trying to prove himself as a legitimate fighter in the boxing world, and this win is one step forward to meeting his goal. Marvel Studios released the first trailer of their upcoming film, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The film will be the first in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to feature an Asian lead actor. The trailer was released to coincide with Shang-Chi's actor Simu Liu's birthday. Alongside Liu, the film stars Awkwafina as Shang-Chi's friend Katie and Tony Leung as Shang-Chi's father Wenwu, who is also the main villain of the film, the Mandarin. The film opens on September 3rd, 2021. Now let's go to sports, where Patrick Velez catches us up on what's happening on and off the field.
The 86th NFL Draft will be held in Cleveland, Ohio this Thursday, April 29th, and will end on Saturday, May 1st. The Jacksonville Jaguars are projected to take quarterback Trevor Lawrence from Clemson University with the first overall pick. The New York Jets are projected to take quarterback Zach Wilson with the second pick, and the San Francisco 49ers are projected to take quarterbacks Mac Jones or Justin Fields with the third pick. Following the formation of the European Super League, 6 English clubs withdrew from the league due to backlash from fans and the sport's ruling bodies. After the English teams announced their withdrawal, AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Atletico Madrid followed suit. FIFA threatened to ban players from the World Cup if they were to participate in the Super League. On Tuesday, April 13th, 2021, the late Kobe Bryant's 18-year contract with Nike ended. Vanessa Bryant, the wife of the NBA legend, told ESPN she was hoping to forge a lifelong partnership with Nike that reflects her husband's legacy, but the sports apparel brand announced that they will not renew Kobe Bryant's post-retirement endorsement extension. Back to you, Gabby.
Thanks, Patrick. Finally, Mallory Beck shares with us some words of wisdom.
Some of us have this strange idea that if we look down our noses at other people, it will make us look more important. We put others down in a misguided attempt to elevate ourselves. But here's a bulletin. That doesn't work. When we put others down, we simply make ourselves look untrustworthy and disrespectful. Civil rights leader Whitney Young once said, "There is nothing noble in being superior to somebody else. The only real nobility is in being superior to your former self." Nothing good ever comes from acting as if you are better than others. Real goodness, true nobility, comes from trying to be a better person today than you were yesterday. That's what Mr. Young means by being superior to your former self. And that's a truly noble goal to set because each day is an opportunity to be a better you. That's it for RT Today. Make it a great day, or not. The choice is yours.